the whole world with the crumbs of old bread. Spread the good news through dreams and stones.
Very good. Welcome to our video cast of what we're going to be doing for the Destiny House. Very excited about what God's going to do during those 3 days of a dramatic presentation of heaven or hell. And I know I say that, and what does that mean? And so that's what the purpose of these videos are, is for me to try to explain to you kind of what you're going to see at the Destiny House. And so this first video will talk about generally what the Destiny House is going to do, and so we'll put more videos on that will explain all the details. But just initially, that's what we're doing. So coming to you from the youth pastor's office is where it all happened. So I hope, number one, that you're praying for what God's going to do through everyone's life, everyone that's involved, everybody that's cast, everybody that's construction, every person that comes through the Destiny House, that they are affected by God. And so that means that you, if you're playing a role, whether you are a character or whether you're somebody who helps with registration or you're putting Visqueen on a wall, you need to be praying about how God can use you to impact someone. Somebody's life. So, and we're praying that this is not just a good event, but this is a life-changing event. So pray with me that this event changes people's lives, and we hope that our community comes to know Christ as a result of this ministry. So what this is a presentation. We are actors. We are going to put on a production. We are going to set up stages. We are going to set up scenes, and we are going to show a picture of heaven and a picture of hell. And we want to do that as accurately as possible. So what we want to do is we want to show the reality of hell and the hope that we have in heaven. And we're going to do this by using Scripture. We're going to use the Bible, and we're going to use those as a fundamental foundation for why we know that hell is going to be difficult and gruesome, and heaven's going to be beautiful. And so we want ultimately to present those in a way dramatically that people are afraid of hell and people really desire a heaven. And so we're going to be detailed. We're not going to go over the top with some of these. We're not going to go crazy with some of the topics, but we will make sure that people know that heaven is, that hell is a real place, that it's a scary place, and it's a place we don't want to be. That torment, that anguish, that pain is a part of hell, and that we don't want people there. And what we want to do with the hell side of it, let me back up just a second and make sure that you get a general picture. When people come to the Destiny House, what they're going to see is out in the grass in front of the gym, they're going to see a car wreck scene. We're going to actually have a car that's been in an accident, and we're going to put it out on the street for maybe a few days before. And then the night of, we're going to have 2 police cars, or how many ever we can get, with lights and sirens going off. And so they're going to see that. That's going to be an eye catcher when they drive by. Maybe some yellow tape around it, maybe even some beer cans and some things that we can put out in front of the vehicle. I don't know who's going to have the beer cans, because we don't, but anyway, we'll find something somewhere and we'll put it out to make it look like a drinking and driving accident, and make that work. And so when they come into the gym, there's going to be a registration area. We're going to close the curtain, the blue curtain, and on the side closest to the stage is a registration area. 4 or 5 tables. People will come in and sign a card with their name and address, phone number, and also they're going to have a couple questions about, what do you think it takes for a person to get to heaven? Good works, good person, knowing a lot about the Bible, attending church, or having a personal relationship with Jesus. So we'll put those on there, collect all that stuff, and we'll give them a color card, whether it's a green card, blue card, red card, and there'll be 30 of those cards, and they'll be numbered. And so when it's time for their group to go, we'll say, everybody that has a green card, come behind the blue curtain, and this will be our staging area. So those 30 people will sit down in chairs that we'll have set up. there'll be a couple TVs, and we'll have someone as a guide there that will say, hey, listen, this is a very serious presentation. We don't need you to be loud. We don't need you to talk. We don't need you to engage with the characters. We need you to stay behind the lines in each of the rooms, and we need you to enjoy this presentation. But this is a real serious presentation, because this is not fiction. This is reality. And we're taking the Bible and we're opening up reality for you to see. And so you're going to see some things that will change your life. So we're going to set up the stage and hopefully have pre-recorded a newscast of someone that's going to have breaking news of a car accident, of a drinking and driving accident that's happened out on Tanglewood Drive. And then all of a sudden, a doctor from the ER will burst open the door into the cafeteria and tell everybody to hurry up and get in. We have a major accident. And so inside the dining hall, there's going to be an ER scene, a nurse's desk where they're telling about the incoming victims and what they need to prepare for, possible deaths, car crashes. And so they're going to get all that information. And then two people are going to be rushed in, and one's going to be dead on arrival. The other, they're going to try to save them. The first one, they're going to put the blanket over. They're already dead. The second one, they're going to try to revive. And while that's happening, there's a conversation with a police officer and some of the other students that were in the vehicle talking about drinking and he shouldn't have drove, and going through the whole scenario. And then throughout that, the second person's going to die, flatline and die, and they're going to cover them up, and they're going to really be stricken with grief. And then a demon's going to come in, knock open the door. They're going to go to heaven, or they're going to go to hell and see the reality of hell, and then see the hope of heaven and be an opportunity to respond to Christ. So that's the first scene. And here in just a minute, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another video that you need to watch. It's going to tell you about the details in hell. It's going to tell you about what's going to happen in hell, and then what's going to happen in heaven. It's going to be a beautiful picture. And at the end of the day, we're going to lead people to Jesus. And it's going to be beautiful the way it's set up. But that first scene you got to get a hold of, because people are going to be engaged. They're going to see a car wreck. They're going to see drinking and driving. They're going to see bad choices that they could make. And then we are going to transport them and tour a real picture of hell and a real picture of heaven, and let them respond to the gospel. So it should be a beautiful, beautiful thing. So part 2 video coming up. Make sure you don't miss it, because it's going to go through the details of what you can expect. Thanks. Bye-bye.